Hello, everyone, and welcome to Walking Through the Bible. Why should the follower of God praise him? After all, God is God, whether or not we praise him or not. Let me ask you, why would we apply that to other areas of our lives? If our boss gives us a raise, would we be thankful to him? Or so ungrateful that we say nothing? In fact, do the opposite and curse his name behind his back. Our boss is our boss, no matter if we thank him or not. So does it matter if we do so? If we're being honest with ourselves, it matters. The same would be true of our parents, our friends, and whoever else helps us in our lives. Well, whether we want to admit it or not, God helps us in our lives. It may be with our mere existence, with physical blessings, or with spiritual blessings, but he does help us. We should then praise and thank God for this. How does the psalmist do this in Psalm 66? Let's find out. So if you have a Bible with you, turn to the book of Psalms, to Psalm 66. We're going to be reading from verses 1 to 20. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry, just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So Psalm 66, beginning at verse 1. To the chief musician, a song, a psalm. Make a joyful shout to God, all the earth. Sing out the honor of his name. Make his praise glorious. Say to God, how awesome are your works. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies shall submit themselves to you. All the earth shall worship you and sing praises to you. They shall sing praises to your name. Come and see the works of God. He is awesome in his doing towards the sons of men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the river on foot. There we will rejoice in him. He rules by his power forever. His eyes observe the nations. Do not let the rebellious exalt themselves. Oh, bless our God, you peoples, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, who keeps our soul among the living and does not allow for our feet to be moved. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into the net. You laid affliction on our backs. You have caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out to rich fulfillment. I will go into your house with burnt offerings. I will pay you my vows, which my lips have uttered, and my mouth has spoken when I was in trouble. I will offer you burnt sacrifices of fat animals. With the sweet aroma of rams, I will offer bulls with goats. Come and hear, all you who fear God, and I will declare what he has done for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear. But certainly God has heard me. He has attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. We do not know who the inspired author of this psalm is, as the superscript leaves that anonymous. Whoever it is, it appears that this psalm was composed after a time of personal tragedy for the psalmist and national tragedy for the nation of Israel. So perhaps this could apply to certain times in David's life, in Hezekiah's life, or even at the times of Ezra and Nehemiah. Whatever the case, this psalm is a psalm of praise for God's goodness. The first two verses call on the earth to sing out and honor the name of the Lord. Now, if you think about it, in general, the nations round about Israel do not worship Jehovah. They worship other gods and ascribe to those gods the things Jehovah does. But this doesn't prevent the psalmist from calling on them to change. It is Jehovah who performs awesome and mighty works in the earth and causes nations to submit to him according to his will. And if God does these things, why not simply worship God for who he is and what he does? For if we do so, generally, things will go well for us in the earth. But for the psalmist, he sees God working personally in his life and in the life of his nation. God turned the sea into dry land, not only in Genesis 1, for the dry land was brought forth from the midst of the waters, but in the Red Sea crossing and in the Jordan River crossing. God literally parted the waters and made the land dry so that Israel could walk across it. God rules in the affairs of man, as is seen not only when Israel sinned and God brought in the nations around to punish Israel, but also when Israel repented that he drove these nations away. He keeps man's soul in the land of the living so that man could praise, honor, and worship God, and he tests and refines man through the struggles of this life. Think about that for a moment. Israel at times faced affliction and was tested or punished due to sin, and the psalmist is praising God for affliction. Why? Because just like silver is refined from the rocks that it is found in, so Israel has been refined too. When you dig silver from the ground, you must rid it of all the impurities of the other rocks surrounding it for the silver to be of any value. Nobody is going to pay you top dollar for impure silver that they need to further refine. Well, on this earth, mankind needs refining due to sin, and God is the one who does the refining. For the faithful, they will come through the other side stronger if we allow God to work. Now, if we won't, we will prove ourselves not to be the silver, but the impure rocks, and will be cast aside. But we can be the silver that God extracts if we will but in faith obey him. And because of this refinement, the psalmist says that he will offer burnt offerings to the Lord, something prescribed under the law of Moses as being done in worship to God. For the Christian, we can offer spiritual sacrifices, the fruit of our lips and the goodness of our actions in worship to God, and he will be pleased. If we continue in iniquity, we know that the Lord will not be pleased and will not hear our prayers. But if we walk by faith, if we obey God in faith, we know that the Lord hears and will grant us mercy. Why then shouldn't we extol, which means enthusiastically praise, the name of God forever? The psalmist did, and so should we. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Psalm 67, verses 1 to 7, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. We thank you for watching Walking Through the Bible today. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. But if you like this video, we ask that you consider subscribing to our channel so you won't miss out on other videos in our series, as well as share this video among your friends so that the saving message of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.